Alright guys, welcome back to the Adam Show. I just want to take a bit of a moment to have a look at this Blood Angels army that is new to 8th edition for me. I've been a long time Blood Angels player, but I wanted to make something that was very new to 8th edition, and I wanted to utilise most of the primaris marines because the models are super cool. No one can argue with that. Don't get me wrong, I have about 8,000 points of original Blood Angels painted up with the rhinos and the razorbacks, assault marines, you name it. Painted it, battled with it, taken it to tournaments. It's something that's very close to me as far as Warhammer goes. It's one of the first armies that I like. But this is something that just a couple of minutes ago I finished these Inceptors, which was the last part of this 1,500 point force. This is not a competitive list. This is a fun list. This is something that I enjoy pulling out, utilising on the battlefield and playing with. I've kept to the traditional Blood Angel colours, markings and schemes. One of the centerpieces, obviously, is the big fella here. I've spent a lot of time basing him up, getting him right, and just generally making him awesome because the model is awesome. What GW's done with this is great. Movable parts, gun options, all that sort of stuff. To be honest though, I did glue this shut. I'm not a fan of that much moving parts, if that makes sense. Put him back over there. He's kind of the big guy, to be honest. He's more of a joy to have on the battlefield than he is as a participating member of Victory. He kind of does bits and bobs here and there, but doesn't do a great deal. This guy, Captain Lucian, love this model. Did a bit of work on him. Get him right, make him, 40k-ish, in the sense that he's been around for a bit, but not too long. Obviously, he's new, but he's not that new. Banner guy, loved working on this guy. Tore the model apart, put it back together, come up with this. Like it a lot. The lieutenant, I wanted to go with dual swords for this guy just because, well, he's a Blood Angel. He doesn't need a gun per se. He just rolls on in there and carves people up. I like the concept. These 6 guys as a whole form that sort of run down the centre of the field struggle. Punching their way through bullets. I like it. Next, I was one of the people that, when I read about the plasma in this, I just straight away went with Assault Plasma. 24 inches, 2 shots, strength 6. You can overcharge it to 2 damage. I really wanted to make a unit of these as the Devastators of the army, because I think it's important for Blood Angels to have that Devastator support. It's very iconic. Going back, there would definitely more so be some rocket launchers and las cannons. Plasma cannons is something I've always enjoyed looking at. But in this new era of gaming, that's where it's at. Now this is a model of controversy. This is my sanguine. I made this guy out of, bits and bobs. A lot of people don't like the idea of, him not looking so angelic. But my idea behind it was to have something that comes down from the heavens and strikes fear into the heart of the enemy. Something really iconic stands out. No one else has the model. That's what I was really going for here. As far as the sanguine goes too, the stats for the model kick ass. Can't really argue with it. He would usually come down with these group of Death Company and just get into it. These guys being Death Company, you can't have Blood Angels Army without Death Company. If you're running a Blood Angels Army and you don't at least have one unit of Death Company in it, why are you playing Blood Angels? Realistically, come on. Definitely made sure, you know, all units are well painted, well based, and combat weapons. You know, it's Blood Angels. As much as you want to shoot at the end of the day, you want that close quarters caving in on someone and crushing them. Hence to say this next unit probably goes a little bit not so close to it because, you know, we've given some sniper rifles to these guys here. This guy's actually one of my lieutenants that I made. So his is usually, depending on whether I'm running a more shooty or more combat-y list, these are the two lieutenants. So you got this guy's stalker pattern bolt rifle, swords up close in the grill. To make the 1500 point list though, I thought it looked very groovy to have this guy run with these guys, with their stalker pattern bolt rifles. Like, you know, get in there and just give them something that looks the part. Blood Angels, Space Wolves, those sort of chapters are very character driven. Have someone in there, you know, force the issue. And the last unit, which I thought to add in, because you've got, it's not as assaulty as some people would say a Blood Angels army needs to be, but I'm big on shooting and then crunching on the final thing. But there's special rules of adding the +1, you know, just simple things like power swords and stuff like that throughout the army are definitely going to do the damage once, you know, units like this are finished shooting. You got your aggressors, you got the big guy with all his weaponry. But the next unit that I ummed and ahed about because I hated the model, so I redone them to be bouncing off bits of terrain and stuff like that. And, you know, through years of playing 40k, you know, you realise that this is actually a Devastator squad with, well, essentially 6 heavy bolters that you can drop in anywhere. Just drop them in, pay and spray. Hit some guys. They got a movement of 10. You know, if you take that extra time to like redo the arms, model them a bit, get them a little bit more dramatic, they can actually give a little bit of flavour to your army. I think that they'll be good coming down with these sorts of guys. You know, these are the guys who want to come down, just hack into some stuff. You got this big guy here. Well, he's born for hacking. He's not Dante, but he's, you know, he's a sanguine. He cuts things up. So there you go. Just wanted to do this video as a little bit of an overview of the 1500 points, where I'm going with it. Like I said, it's not competitive, but really want to take an edge on that primaris look. Love the look of the models, and am able to add, you know, the key elements of things like Death Company, you know, my own brand of sanguine, and just those other things that make Blood Angels special. Like, I think these guys make a big thing of dropping out of the sky and just providing that close range assault, as do these guys. Make for the new sort of long range support, even though the long range support's only 24 now. But yeah, that's my overview on this 1500 point Blood Angel list. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll definitely be back with more Tactica. Love of the hobby, and you have yourself a great day.